Attention, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids. This is your Grand Admiral Arnold, director of the video gaming division here at the Galactic Empire. And as you see, oh boy, we finally moved into the newly renovated command station aboard the deadliest Star Destroyer this galaxy has ever seen. As you see, we're coasting out in space under stealth. You're not gonna find us even if you tried. We're crunching numbers back there. We're finding where all these rebel bases are so you can be sure your empire is as secured as it ever has been. So while you're taking a little tour of my Star Destroyer, I want to talk about some big news coming to Galaxy of Heroes. It looks like just as we're making renovations here on this fabulous Star Destroyer, Galaxy of Heroes has a big update coming with the journey guide coming to around other big features coming as well tomorrow. But in this new update today, we got some UI changes, and we also got the first steps to making Grand Arena as hacker-free as we possibly can, ladies and gentlemen. As you see right behind me on one of my holograms, Grand Arena history and battle logs have been implemented to swgoh.gg. So for all you people who are new to the channel, maybe new to the game, swgoh.gg is an external website, one of the best external websites for Galaxy of Heroes that helps you learn more about characters, and Capital Games finally gave them data so we can see battle log information. We got more on that soon. And we got a little bit of changes to the territory battle schedule. It's causing some controversy. We're going to talk about all that, ladies and gentlemen, so buckle down and let's get right into it. Probably the more interesting stuff right here in regards to battle logs. So one of the biggest complaints we had in Grand Arena is that it's hard to tell if someone cheated against you. It's hard to tell what teams people brought in against you, and obviously the developer tools that they have can only do so much to be sure they crush the hackers that are polluting our game. And one of the most requested features was a way to see a battle log, so both you and your opponent can see what team was brought up against your defense. So one, it helps you learn how to improve your defense, and secondly, helps you make sure that you aren't being cheated against. How do you research other people's stuff? Let's say you're hopping into Grand Arena and you're seeing all of your opponents. How do you research them? Instead of looking up their names, they actually make it very convenient by looking up just strictly their ally code, which is very accessible. If you're trying to do research on your enemies, trying to see who's going to be up against you quite soon, quite easy to find someone's ally code. You literally click on their name and you look up their ally code, which usually is down here. Let's take one of my guild mates, 859-694-365. Hop over to your browser, go to the little search bar, and then type in swgoh.gg/p/the ally code you're looking at, 859-694-365/GAC-history. And then boom, it'll take you straight to their Grand Arena Championship history. So a very powerful tool, ladies and gentlemen, being able to simply look up someone's ally code and learn everything you need about them, their offense, their defensive history. Of course, they're going to probably start mixing it up, but now you can understand what are the limitations of their roster, what are their type of behaviors they like to do for both offense and defense. I mean, and oddly enough, there are some people that are going to be upset about this, and I'll explain both sides. Let me first say I am going to be a biased person towards this. This does not bother me. I'm actually very happy with this. This is going to make me one of the happiest people out there because my defense is already exposed. As you guys know, you stop by the Kyber Club, watch the Grand Admiral do his thing, and about 30 to 60,000 people plus are going to see my defense. So my defense has always been exposed, but I can never tell what was being used against my defense. Let me give you a little tour on how to access this. Firstly, this is not an in-game thing. Eventually, it seems like they're trying to get this in-game, but as of now, you have to be on this external website. So swgoh.gg, I'll leave a link down below in the video description. I'm not getting paid at all or anything like that to promote this. It's a fantastic website. Best resource, I think, across the community. They can agree. This is the website to use. When you get a profile, as you'll see down here, you're going to see this Grand Arena Champion history, and that's what you're going to want to click on. And it's going to show you the 3 Grand Arenas you had for each and every segment of the Grand Arena Championships that's going on throughout the month. So these are the last 3 battles we had up against my opponent. Let's watch the one that we were able to last stream. I couldn't stream this one because the game was bugged and you couldn't use any Android devices. But as you see right here, it shows you what I use. By the way, the ships are bugged, so even if you did win your ship battles, it's going to show it's a time on our loss. Ignore that for the time being, as they're saying right here. But as you see, I brought in an underdog up against Imperial Troopers. I used Palpatine up against this cart, and you guys saw that stream already. We did the Commander Luke, yada, yada, yada. But now, and we lost that Padme battle, but now you can see what teams are brought up against you. They did a Night Sister mirror match. They had a great Night Sister team, outdid my Gear 12. Made sense. Their Jedi Training Gray lost against my boss. That is a big ouchie right there. And they brought in a Nuke Grievous team up against my card team. And of course, we can see more and more and more if we check the other guys right here. Let's check out this one where I lost by a few banners. As you can see, it's nice knowing. It gives you a little bit of reassurance that you're not being gypped. And this has exposed show some things already. I'll show some screenshots in a moment. It exposes both how guilds work with one another, because sometimes guilds are working with one another when they fight each other to bump them up the Kyber as fast as possible. And there are some screenshots that look like people have been duped. So for me, this is fantastic. I mean, I'll show you a couple quick examples on the screen right now. Someone sent this to me where it looked like a Kylo Ren team took out a very well-geared Sith Empire team. And this brings up a lot of questions, because Kylo Ren, even when God tier modded, it's a tough battle to beat Sith Empire. So questionable things come up like that, so you know you're not being duped up against. Here's some other stuff that we've kind of find with this new thing implemented to the game, which this is a reason why some people don't want this information to be public. Team Instinct, when they fight up against each other, they put in garbage defenses so each side can get the maximum amount of offensive banners, helping them quickly get to the Kyber level tier instead of putting proper defenses when they're fighting fellow guildmates, like what my guild does. Even if we fight each other, we got to put our good defense as possible and have a fair match. So interesting things like this kind of show up as well. So the downside to all this, I'll try to put on my unbiased hat for a moment here. The one downside to this is people who aren't streaming and making videos and showing their grand arenas. A lot of people like to keep their strategies and character compositions as private as possible. Some people believe they have some god tier theory crafted team that no one else on earth can put together, and this is gonna blow a hole right through. When you're fighting up against the people in your grand arena championship, all I like to do is look up their name, look up their ally code, and if they're set up in swgh.gg, you'll see exactly what defense they used before and what teams they're using on attack. So everything is exposed, both defense and the offense. So the theory crafters and people who believe that they have some god tier strategy, this is going to affect them the most. I don't know if maybe this website could implement a way to private your GAC match history so people can't go look for your account and look what you look for. I don't know if that's going to happen. That would kind of defeat the purpose of public battle logs. We'll have to see how that works, but eventually the goal is to move this to Galaxy here so only you yourself can see the history of a particular match, not the whole entire world. So I think the only downside to this that people are going to face is that your strategies, your defense, your offense is going to be, and your team compositions are going to be exposed to the whole entire world. For me, I'm happy. I like knowing we're playing matches that are fair and square, and this is a good first step towards that direction, ladies and gentlemen. One thing I want to make note of as well, ladies and gentlemen, is yes, all this stuff back here is a fantastic addition to the game, but it's not going to be everything to stop cheating for good. I'm very well aware of that, and probably you guys are too. This is only going to expose the blatant cheating that might be out there, such as that Kylo Ren versus Sith Empire team. That's going to expose those type of battles, but people can still cheat and hack by just taking an ideal team, like let's say Padme versus Darth Revan, and increasing their odds by 5 to 10%, their stats, their speed, their damage, whatever these things do out there. So though not a permanent fix, it is a great step in the right direction, in my opinion. Next up on our list is gonna be the new update. So in the game today, we got a fairly extensive update. For example, this looks so much cleaner than it ever did before. Definitely a welcome change for this game, because this daily activities menu looked very outdated, very 2015-ish. This looks a lot more streamlined, a lot more Star Wars-like. As it says right here, tomorrow's update notes will contain the majority of new features and fixes, but you may find several UI changes if you update manually today. So the big stuff, the Hyperdrive bundle, the Journey Guide, not going to be here today, but tomorrow when they finally flip the switch, they're going to force this update out to everyone. You'll be able to finally see the Journey Guide, get the Hyperdrive bundle. I know a lot of people are excited for that Journey Guide, mainly because people have been waiting several months to get basic legendary characters like Palpatine or Jedi Training Ray, and now the wait no longer has to be there. Once a legendary or an event is in the Journey Guide, it is there perpetually. That is always going to be there for people to play the event whenever they finally have the characters ready. So a lot of people are excited about that. People are still a bit hesitant about the whole Hyperdrive bundle. We don't know how much it's going to cost, how much is it going to influence and change the game. Is it even helpful for beginner players or people who do not even want to spend money? We're gonna have to wait and see. That one is gonna be an interesting roller coaster we're gonna have to address together once we find out more about it tomorrow. And last thing, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta talk about the territory battle schedule. It's no lie. Woo! We know that territory battles had some difficulty with Republic offensive. We get that. And they had to cancel it at phase 2. So we didn't get to see much, but we know it's a super difficult event. What they're gonna do, which is I'm gonna again provide the pros and cons. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Instead of having the Dark Side Geonosis or Dark Side Hoth, which is gonna be coming up shortly, which was on the schedule, they're gonna be flipping it, cancel out the Dark Side Geonosis, and they're gonna bring back the Republic offensive light side. And the problem that people are having behind this is that they were looking forward to an event that's gonna give them a nice burst of currency, crystals, and gear, because they know they can get decent amount of stars. That's what their guild is planning. Now, unfortunately, posts like this highlight the issues people have. because they're not getting their dark side Genoses, they're forced again to play one of the most difficult end game of beyond end game. Even the end game can't really compete in this type of stuff, and they're not going to get as much gear and crystals and whatever that they're allotting or planning for their guild to get. So I don't know how this is going to pan out. It looks like they made their mindset. We're going to be getting the Republic offensive, but people are hoping at least they get some sort of additional rewards on top of whatever Republic offensive is going to bring, because the fact Capital Games is having bugs, they can't properly beta test and all that, the community's got to take the brunt force of it and be penalized for not being able to play Geonosis territories and being forced to play Republic Offensive once more. We'll have to wait and see. I am excited to finish off Republic Offensive, see what the rest of the phases bring, see how much difficult they're going to be, see how difficult the Kiadimundi special mission is going to be like, because there's a lot the community doesn't know about this whole territory battle, and that's my goal. I want to try to get the information out there as fast as possible for the community at large. Probably be more beneficial to play Dark Side Geonosis or whatever, because their rewards are going to be better for the time being, because as we know, Light Side Territorials Republic Offensive is not going to be tuned for what we have right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your sneak peek of the deadliest Star Destroyer command station that this galaxy has ever seen. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely people in the next video. Peace out, everyone.